Well, this is a pretty big story. I know it's fun to dunk on Planet Fitness and all the infighting drama going on at Daily Wire, even the Crowder situation. But here's one that's actually not drama. So, this is for all the enough with the drama folks out there. I see you, I hear you, and I feel like this is a pretty big story. Facebook sold your private messages, your DMs, to Netflix. Feels illegal, right? Feels evil. They sold your private DM messages to Netflix so Netflix could target you with their trash. Now I hear you typing. Haha, jokes on them. I haven't used Facebook in a while. Sure, but have you ever used Facebook? Well, Netflix bought your DMs. Netflix bought your private messages. This is, the absolute peak depravity. Our government does not protect us against this crap. And it's shocking that nobody has covered this since really early May. Facebook let Netflix see user DMs to help them tailor content as part of close collaboration between the two tech giants, new court documents claim. Facebook parent company Meta allegedly allowed peer-to-peer user DMs for 10 years. They shared for 10 years your private DMs with Facebook, with Netflix, so they could market to you. You know how you're always like, what the heck? I was just talking about a Cancun vacation, and why am I seeing Cancun messages? That's why. Court documents, which were finally unsealed on March 23rd, that were filed last April as a part of a major antitrust lawsuit against Meta, appeared to have exposed the intricate relationship between two of the Silicon Valley's biggest players. The class action lawsuit filed by two U.S. citizens, shout out to Maximilian Klein and Sarah Grabert, claimed that Netflix and Facebook enjoy a special relationship, with the social media platform giving the streaming site bespoke access to user data. The two Silicon Valley players also agreed to custom partnerships and integrations that helped supercharge Facebook's ad targeting and ranking models from at least 2011, thanks to personal relationship between Netflix co-founder Reed Hastings and Mark Zuckerberg. They don't care about your privacy. They don't care about the law. They don't care about your, basic rights. It's all for sale. You see this in the actual court filing. Facebook's extended API agreements, including a so-called inbox API agreement, allows Netflix programmatic access to Facebook's users' private messages inboxes in exchange for which Netflix would provide to Facebook a written report every 2 weeks that shows daily counts of recommendation sends to recipients, click by interface initiation suffix and or implementation variant, how effective the ads were essentially. E.g. Facebook versus non-Facebook recommendation receipts. Facebook's users' messaging app and non-app friends, once again, this access required that the data be shown to Netflix through an extended API. APIs are pieces of software that allow different applications to communicate and share information. In exchange, Netflix would provide a report to Facebook, which it changed its name to Meta in 2021, every 2 weeks, that showed how its own users interacted with the platform. Meta, along with much of Silicon Valley, have been forced to pay millions of dollars in fines for the way it handles the private information of its users. Back in 2022, Ireland fined Meta $284 million after the data about more than 500 million users leaked online. Full names, phone numbers, locations, birthdays of users who used the platform between 2018 and 2019 were leaked online by a, quote, bad actor who Meta said exploited a security vulnerability. So it's their fault? In the same year, Meta agreed to pay $725 million to settle a security breach case related to the Cambridge Analytica, the British social media engineering company that was brought into the limelight after its role in Brexit vote and 2016 presidential election. The data firm, largely owned by billionaire Robert Mercer, improperly obtained Facebook data to build profiles on millions of voters, which was then used to sway elections across the world. Mercer invested at least $15 million in Cambridge Analytica, and his daughter, Rebecca, was a board member of the data firm. Facebook's former chief technology officer said in 2018 that as many as 87 million Facebook users had their data improperly shared with Cambridge Analytica, 37 million more than the initial estimate of 50 million. His successor, Andrew Bosworth, said in a leaked internal memo in 2020 that Cambridge Analytica's scandal was a non-event, claiming Cambridge Analytica were snake oil salespeople. The tools they used didn't work, and the scale they used wasn't meaningful. Other Silicon Valley firms were also caught up in the scandal. Billionaire Peter Thiel's company, Planter, allegedly helped Cambridge Analytica harvest data. The New York Times reported that executives from both companies considered entering a formal partnership to work on political campaigns, though that deal later fell through. I wonder why. Despite this, Planter employee was found to have continued working with Cambridge Analytica to find out how to get social media data to build psychological profile of voters, though Planter said at the time that the employee's work was done in a strictly personal capacity. Oh, I'm sure. Okay, well, they're just giving everyone's data anyway. Beyond the improper use of the data, Cambridge Analytica CEO Alexander Nix was caught suggesting that the company would employ honeypots, women who would imitate and seduce politicians to glean information or entrap them with compromising material and bribery to influence foreign elections. The two main plaintiffs of the case against Meta said that since the Cambridge Analytica scandal broke in 2018 and revealed Facebook's lack of privacy protections and low-quality data privacy practices, neither of them trusted the platform and wanted to sue to ensure that other people had their privacy respected, I'm sure, and also get rich. A Meta spokesperson told Mail Online that Meta's non-exclusive agreements and relationships mentioned in this complaint are commonplace in the industry and enable Meta to deliver more value to advertisers. Whoa. Commonplace in the industry. So does Facebook sell DM data? Does Gmail sell inbox data? Well, I know Gmail will let you run ads that will keyword search inside of Gmail to show relevant ad to users. But the question is, does that data then get passed to the companies buying the advertising? Because that sure is curious, right? Of course, now everyone's covering it. Facebook allowed Netflix to read your private messages in a barter text exchange, so they didn't even charge them. Breach of trust. Facebook allegedly shares your private messages with Netflix. It's insanity. By the way, the fact that Netflix is buying this crap is a red flag too. Privacy is really just a concept at this point. They said here, I feel like $100 million is very cheap for that kind of information. Allegedly, they paid $100 million. But TikTok is the platform that we want to ban. I mean, to be honest with you, that's a fair question. Is TikTok selling DMs? Because to be honest with you, I see very little difference between selling my data to China and selling my data to Facebook or Netflix. I really see very little difference. It's so insane. Facebook really be selling everything to everyone. Then WTF is why the F is Netflix still asking if I'm watching? It knows I'm busy. Well, let's ban TikTok. I mean, this is, being able to push ads into people's inboxes is not an uncommon thing. At my ad agency, and then with clients that I have, we did Gmail ads all the time, called Gmail sponsored promotions or GSPs, which would search for keywords in your inbox. Now, we couldn't see that, but I would say, hey, I'm selling, I don't want to give away client data, but let's say I'm selling, I don't know, health insurance or something like that. And I can say, show this ad in anybody's inbox who has emails from health insurance quotes that showed up in the last 14 days, something like that. So that data is for sale indirectly, certainly in Gmail, obviously now in Facebook. The fact that Netflix is buying it as well, absolutely insane. And, the fact that, and what's always weird about this? who's getting these fines, right? Facebook will get some huge fine. Okay, great. Facebook gets $100 million fine or whatever. Does that money go to us? Does that money go to the people whose data was stolen and sold? No. It goes to some government, and then it disappears in a black hole that gets converted to missiles for Ukraine and Israel, apparently. I don't know. I don't know what happens. That's always been a question. If somebody in the government, someone from the FTC can talk to me, like, when you find these people, when Ireland fines Facebook $200 million, the people who were wronged are not getting any of that money. So who's getting it? The government? So they have no incentive. The government actually has no incentive to protect your data. They would rather these companies steal it so then they can fine them absorbent funds and fund their foreign wars or whatever it is that they want to fund, their gender studies programs. It's so weird to me how we continue to tolerate this crap. I suppose people can decide to leave Facebook and leave platforms. Just always remember the age-old sage advice. If the product is free, you're the product. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.